you're kind of in that space between waking up from a dream and if you're having a nightmare, usually the most jarring, like the big finale or whatever, it usually comes like right before you wake up, the the level of intensity picks up. But if you can just kind of remind yourself that hey, this is what this is. It's we're going up, 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 and they're off. And the thing about it is, there's the what am I trying to say? You have to know you have to know that day usually comes after night. You have to know what something that's very to really know beauty, you have to know what's ugly. And the whole thing is kind of it's in transit, you know. It's in transit and no matter what you're experiencing, there's always that space between things and things are interconnected. You can't have one without the other. So if you can rest in that, then even if you are getting hacked up or whatever, it's like you'll know that hey, this will pass. It's like if you have to, sometimes you're gonna have to eat Brussels sprouts, but it you can always you can always anticipate that okay, we're done with the Brussels sprouts and now maybe we'll have steak or something that you like. Whatever the case, the awful thing is not going to be forever. It's like you're acknowledging that the thing is awful. You're not going, "Oh no, this isn't awful," but you can you can rest in the fact that it's temporary and just if it is really bad, you can endure it that way. If you have a dream that's like or it's a real doozy where you're like feeling this stuff and it's very intense, it becomes a harder thing. It becomes a harder thing even once you wake up to orient yourself. Sometimes I would have dreams and stuff and I would be disoriented. People say that I'd make noises and stuff, but I wouldn't even remember that. It's like I'll say there was a point a while after the thing started getting really bad that it was hard to sleep. I mean, the dreams were just like kind of. It was just nonstop, just nonstop, kind of. And it had this kind of movie type feel, like, oh, okay, these people are. I can vividly remember I can vividly remember there was a girl, or I may have been the girl, or whatever. But whatever the case, it was a dream, and it was these people like dancing around and torturing this girl, and they smashed like a glass kind of jar thing of sulfuric acid on her. And it's like I could totally. It was a thing where you could kind of feel the acid burn and melt away your face, and that's kind of intensive. So even if you recognize that that's a dream, it's coming coming up from that is a difficult thing. But that's one I could like vividly remember. With a lot of the stuff, it was just like you can't really remember what's going on. You know that you felt like something was attacking you, but it's all just jumbled up. I will say that when I was a kid, it was a lot easier to remember dreams. Now they have this kind of thing over the years, especially the past couple of years, where it's like you can sometimes you can take out little snapshots of them, but it's never like a really long of a thing. If I go to sleep and go to sleep and go to sleep, then the dreams I'll be able to remember them a little better, and they'll be kind of long. I don't have as many reoccurring dreams like I used to when I was a kid. But I mean, they talk about some people talk about things being empty, but what they mean by empty isn't really like, oh, there's nothing and nothing is everything, like Sky Rizzy or something like that. What they mean is things are empty of a separate self. Everything is interconnected and stuff has an effect on. It's like the waking, just regular, you're awake mind. That can be affected by the subconscious mind. It's like there's similarities. There's there's obvious differences between the waking world and the kind of your dream world, or even just like subconscious kind of imaginary stuff. Obviously, there's a bar that separates those things, but you wanna you wanna balance out those two. You wanna be aware that they're all affecting each other. Like, if you have a real bad dream, think about it. Look it over. Something's got to be triggering that, right? So maybe try to process what's going on in your life. I mean, what I'm trying to say is you can be deluded both ways. You can be deluded where you're focusing too much on dreamy type stuff, or you can be deluded in thinking that you have like the ultimate track on reality, and oh, this is reality, and these things over here they can't possibly affect you, and you build all these boxes of this is something that can happen, this is something that can't happen, this is something that can happen, and that's I guess that's healthy to an extent, but what happens when something pops up and you don't have a frame of reference for it? Then you're kind of in a pickle. But that's just my take. The whole that kind of thinking kind of helped me out. Definitely in my 20s. Yeah, like mid 20s. I really I get serious about reading stuff and just trying to focus on figuring stuff out. And by the time I was like late 20s to 30s, I had an idea of how I felt about stuff. I wasn't, I wasn't on some hunt for something. I was things weren't perfect, and yeah, I had times where things were not so hot, but it was never like super bad. Even when things got bad, I was disappointed, but they pretty much they kind of equalized at a point. But with the 2012 2013 thing, you know, from my perspective, it felt like something different. Especially like in the beginning, there was that panic attack thing, and the panic thing happened before I had any arguments with relatives. It's just like I was watching something. I went to get something to drink, and then boom, and this happened during the daytime. It was just like I don't know. It was kind of like a zapping type feeling, not pleasant. Anyways, I'm gonna try to break this up into three pieces, and this might be part one and two, and I'll start again. I'll start again, and that'll probably be part three. If you listen to this, I'm, you know, I'm just doing this to kind of have a reference for the way I feel about the thing and have it down somewhere. I'll try to get more in depth on some subjects on the next go around, and beyond that, if you get something out of this, that's good. If you're experiencing something that's like similar to this, or feel like you have in the past, uh, send me just leave me a message or something, or hopefully, someone might stumble across this and maybe it'll help. Maybe not. I don't know. Just whatever it is you're facing, it's bad, yeah, but it's it's not going to be forever, right? Even just try to do the things you can that help alleviate the thing. If you feel comfortable, then talk to somebody about it. Try to get some kind of a help, but it's I don't know. In some situations, that can be kind of a landmine of things that may happen and may not happen. So just do your best to deal with it and don't try to figure it all out. That's for sure. Just know who you are and you know try to be grounded in who you are and don't let something take you out of that. Anyways, happy trails and I'll see you next time.